Hello and welcome to Kev Me Up. Today I'm going to go over some changes to HK-51 in patch 6.2. They've improved his tanking skills. I'm showing them to you here, but we're going to go over them a bit. They swapped out a skill and they drastically improved another. But we'll just go through each individual one here. So first of all, this is HK. HK-51. There's a couple of HKs. He is a fantastic character, just generally really funny. Meatbag killer. He's just super entertaining. And we'll look at his heal skills here. So when they converted companions to having all three disciplines, they gave him a standard heal set. They didn't bother changing it at all, which is fantastic, which means it works beautifully. So all the standard heal skills, no problem whatsoever with them. So let's skip into tank. So we'll get him started fighting here. And then we'll just step through each skill. I'm going to apply the 1 million health debuff and the armor reduction, and we'll get him started. So he is going to jump all around because that's what he does. It's pretty cool. Let me see if I can get an okay view though. So his skills, provoking rail blast is just a hard-hitting attack. All of his skills seem to generate a good amount of threat. Hard-hitting attack there. Next is calibrated taunting shot, and this skill did not change, but absolutely should have. So on most range companions, there is a attack that provides a small absorb shield and taunts the target. And this one actually, so let's see it in action. It's hitting, or not yet. Okay, he's doing it now. He shot, and it did not apply a taunt effect. I'm just gonna take a little break here, and they did test this in the wild, so.
Okay, he's targeting me. Calibrated shot, and he has not turned. Calibrated shot again, and still has not turned.
And welcome back. So yeah, unfortunately it doesn't work. But hopefully they will change that soon. And then next they added Shell Flare, and they replaced the 1 time per fight heal that he had with Shell Flare, Shell Flare is just the standard tank and primary tank skill. It's a taunt, and it's an AoE taunt, and it's a 50% damage reduction. Fantastic skill. For HK, they made it do this shield, which is pretty awesome. And then next is Vanish Strike, and so this jumps in, freezes the mob for a bit, and then does a hit, which they don't list in the tooltip here at all. But 50% of that damage is applied back as heals. So usually heals on this guy for 4 to 6k. And then finally, evasion protocols. This has him drop a grenade that applies an accuracy debuff, and seems to even work on this boss. 2-second stun. I haven't really tested that. And then it jumps back to you, which is pretty fun to see. I don't know how well it really works in the wild. Got to do some more testing, but definitely would work great for a stationary mob. So yeah. So overall, let's take a look here. Overall, He's doing a little bit higher DPS in tank form than other companions, just slightly. Normally it's 3100 to 3200. He's doing 3300. His threat is higher because he is jumping back to me before he applies his AoE taunt. If he had his second taunt, he would be even more of a beast threat-wise, especially for static targets. Hopefully they will fix that. And then, but he is viable as a tank right now, I would assume. He's going to be unique and interesting. He's viable now. Hopefully they'll just fix that other skill, and he'll be great. He'll be a unique tank to try out. So I'm gonna stop that, and let's try him as DPS. So his DPS skills have not been updated for quite a few patches and are a bit behind. Yeah, let's get him started. Apply the health debuff, and then I'm going to apply the general debuff. And I'll get him started here. Okay. So his skills look really cool. Geez, I guess he's critting all over the place. So his first skill is Rail Blast, and it's just a high damage attack. His next skill is Calibrated Shot. It's also another high damage attack. It's just channeled. And then Terminate is fantastic. It's his missiles, we'll see right here. Love that. Hits for quite a bit over time, and it says kinetic damage, but I don't think that's kinetic. I'm always finding new things when I'm parsing this guy. And then he does normal stun, and then Hunter Killer, which is the attack that he can do when the target's under 30%. Terminate. Yeah, Terminate is kinetic damage. And then, so that's his skill set. One thing that I don't know if you noticed we missed is there's no Sunder skill. So almost all companions have the ability to sunder a target and lower its armor. And that's usually on a skill right here that also applies a damage over time effect. So he never got that when those were added to the game. He was upgraded just before that, and they just never bothered to add that. Hopefully they do. These parse results are not affected by that because I've already applied the armor debuff to the target. So yeah, he's just doing lower DPS. I believe they should add that and nudge his DPS up a little bit. Another option, so I would actually just change Calibrated Shot and make it the standard damage over time applying, Sunder applying effect that every other companion has. That's how they handled the tank issues, is just swapping a skill out. I think they should do that again. If they wanted a little extra credit, I would actually recommend that they just buff his skills so he does a little bit higher damage, and so that he's a companion that characters that already have a Sunder, or if you've got two DPS companions in the same group, you choose to go with HK because he'd do a little higher damage, and there'd be that kind of exchange. So if they wanted extra credit, I'd go that way, because then you get a little more complexity and other options, and he'd still be viable DPS companion for normal stuff even without the Sunder. But I think that's probably a little too complex. I think they should just change Calibrated Shot to have the normal skill set. So he's parsing high today. I really don't know what's going on. In my last parse, he parsed 8,300, and I've never seen that before. This stuff gets really random. you know, maybe this time of day there's not a lot of people on the server, and he got a lot of crits. Before today, I've never seen him parse over 8,000 DPS. He's usually 7,700 to about 8,000. But again, I did just get 8,300 today, the highest I've ever seen from him. So it is possible. That's not bad. So that brings him into maybe like second level DPS instead of the bottom of the barrel. So I guess he's viable. But again, it's not normal. I normally see him doing the same DPS as Lana, and she's got a bug skill that makes that happen. So I still think he should get a little more balancing, and he should definitely get a Sunder skill, so he's just a normal companion. So, but yeah, that is HK-51. I hope you enjoyed this. If you enjoy videos like this, please subscribe. I'm going to continue to do more parsing and to get more details for people. And I'm also on Twitch if you want to stop by there. I can do some live stuff and take requests as well if you want to see something in action. So thank you very much, and looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.